Welcome to season 2 of redecorating my house. In this season we're going to do the master bedroom, or my bedroom. So let's start by seeing what we're working with currently. So this is what it looks like to start with. We've got some wallpaper which I'm not overly keen on. This light shade, not overly keen on. Some questionable hanging of the curtain rail, which could be changed. We've got some scruffy electrics going on and wiring, which can need sorting, and generally, new carpets, new painting, all that kind of stuff. So let's get started by emptying the room. And the wallpaper is off. As you can see, that was a great success.
A great success!
As far as wallpaper stripping goes, it was pretty easy. Now, let's clear all of this mess up, and then we'll get on to baking some holes in the walls for the electrics. So, it's the next day. I've marked out on the wall all the things I want to cut to hide the wiring and everything, so we're going to get on with that now. We're going to use the angle grinder, the one tool that still makes me quite nervous. If you go on Google and type in angle grinder accidents, the pictures are disgusting. So I've been to B&Q and I've invested in some extra protection just because I don't want to ruin my face. And hopefully, if it does go wrong, it'll do this. And what we're going to do, we're going to move this plug to here and set it back into the wall rather than have it sticking out. And then we'll have some wiring coming up here for another plug, and the TV aerial. That's where the TV will be mounted, so it'll just be floating with no wires coming out of it. And that is where I've got a TV aerial, so we'll feed that into the wall so it appears behind the TV as well. So let's get to it. So we've channeled the wall out, got space for our plugs and our other thing, our aerial socket, and then we've got a hole in the wall to feed the cable around to over here. Happy days. Now we just need to make them a tad deeper, because as you can see, we've only cut through the plaster, so that would be sticking out quite far. So let's work on doing that. So it's been about an hour. I've used 3 drill batteries, blunt and 2 drill bits, and I've drilled holes where the back boxes are going to go, as chiseling brick is very difficult. So I've had to go with this one. I've chiseled it out and then drilled it, used a chisel, made them a bit deeper, but I'm bored now. Some of you might have noticed this, and actually I've learned something and I've worked something out. But to explain what, we're going to go next door first. So you might remember when I did the main room last year, this back wall was very cracked and the plaster around the window was also cracked, but these ones, the other two, were all right. So this wall again now, I don't think, yeah, you can see the plaster is cracked. Again, it's not very easy to pick up on camera, but there's lots of hairline cracks like this. Naturally, you don't notice these without getting close. And as a whole, it still looks much better, much better than it did. But now that I've learned that this is onto brick, this is onto brick, this and this, which are on plasterboard, the plasterboard ones have not cracked. So the same goes for this room. The plaster on this wall, which is plasterboard, is not cracked. The plaster on this wall, which plasterboard, is not cracked. The plaster on this wall is cracked and fragile, and the same with this wall, is cracked and fragile. Now, I knew this last year and I asked my tutor on my plastering course what to do, and he said, rip it all off and start again. But I had a smaller budget then and I didn't want to believe him. Clearly he knew what he was on about, as it's all cracked again. So, we are going to rip it all off and start again this time. As you can see, it's only going to crack the plaster again and look rubbish. And as you can see, because it's on brick, it comes off really easily. I literally just pull it off with my hands. And it's not meant to do that. So, for the sake of about 40 quid, we can plasterboard all of this and round the window. And then we'll get a nice finish with the plaster and it will stay nice for many years to come. So, we're going to do that next episode. We're not going to do that today. I'm going to get those backing plates on off camera because it's not very interesting. And next episode we will be ripping this down, gluing up, dot and dabbing new plasterboard and plastering this room. And yeah, progress is quicker this time. We know what we're doing, so things are good. See you next time.